Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everyone. First, let's praise be to Allah, the Almighty, who has been giving His blessing and mercies, so that we can attend together in this good without something wrong happen. Amen. The secondly, unforgettable salam to our best person, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, guided us from darkness into the likeness, from the bad character to the good one, as we hold today. The honorable person out and all of my beloved friends who have joined the bread and snack food webinar event and the three presenters who will convey their knowledge to us. Then to the moderator.
Thank you to the MC. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we show our presentation, let me introduce our team. I am Mel Zakia as a moderator, Ernawati Putri as the first presenter, Ines Nur Fauzia as the second presenter, and the last is Lola Romahuli as the third presenter. Ladies and gentlemen, and now let's open our meeting by saying Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you. The next agenda is presentation session. For the first turn will be given by the first presenter. Please welcome Ernawati Putri.
Thank you for moderator. Previously, I will introduce I'm Ernawati Putri, a food technology student, as the first speaker. The material that I will present about technology of bread making. Next. Bread baking. Main ingredients with flour, water, yeast, and salt. Two process comments. The first, the protein in flour begins to hydrate and forms a cohesive mass called as gluten. 2. Evolution of carbon dioxide gas by action of the enzymes in the yeast to bond the sugars. Principle of bread baking. 3 technological principles involved in baking of bread. The first, conversions of starch, mechanical stretching, and flour development. Next. Ingredients and their functions in bread making. Essential ingredients: 1 flour, 2 water, 3 yeast, and 4 salt. Next. This is table 11.1 about functions of optional ingredients in the bread. Next. Bread manufacturing. Sifting of flour, salt mixing, fermentation, deepening, rounding, intermediate proving, shading and modeling, painting, final proving, baking, depainting, cooling, scaling, and packaging. Methods of bread making: spong and dough process, liquid fermentation process, dry dough method, no-time dough process, frozen dough method, continuous bread process, and curly woods process. Next. Scaling of bread. Bakery products undergo physicochemical, sensory, and microbial change during store. The generic term for this is scaling. Scaling means series of changes that cause a decrease in consumer acceptance other than that resulting from the actions of spoiled microorganisms. The typical characteristic of salting of bread are that the crust loses crispness and crumb becomes firm. Other associated changes are loss of flavor and emergence of stale flavor. The main cause for stalling of bread is moisture migration from crumb to crust. The complete mechanism of stalling of bread is not yet understood, but the theory given by Scott and Friends is the most accepted one. According to this theory, retrogradation of starch is the underlying reaction of stalling. Starch gelatinizes during baking and amylose is leached out. Amylase component are crystallizing upon cooling and impart firmness to the bread, which is an indication of freshness of the bread. During starch amylation, retrogradation process slowly and causes framing of the bread. This process is half reversible because retrograde amylopectin can be referred to its upper state with reduced firmness. Zobel and Cobb have described physicochemical changes of the starch granule, which is shown in figure 11.3. Next, ropey breeds. Thank you.
Thanks to Ernawati Putri as the first presenter. Next turn is the second presenter. Please welcome Ines Turfauzia.
Hello, I'm Ines. I will explain the material regarding the technology of biscuit making. Please pay attention to my explanation. Technology of biscuit making. Next. The first introduction. Baking industry is the most stable sector in the food manufacturing industry. The principal basis for most products in this rank is wet flour. Addition of water and various other ingredients give use variety of products like cookies, crackers, cakes, pastries, and biscuit. Next. Product characteristic. Biscuit is a low moisture bakery product. Moisture content of biscuit is typical below 4% depending upon its weight, thickness, and shape. Biscuit dough can be made from salt wet flour with a high amount of sugar, 25 to 55%, and shortening, 20 to 60%. They are classified based on the way the dough is placed on the baking bin and accurately molded, wire cut, cutting, machine, and etch. Next, ingredients consist of 1. Flour, 2. Water, next, 3. Fat, 4. Sugar, next, and the last, salt. Other ingredients. Various other ingredients are used in the manufacture of biscuit, such as leavening agent, emulsifier, chocolate, egg products, dairy product, fat replacer, spice, flavors, colors, icing, and adds baking powder. Next. Baking powder are of three kinds. 1. Fast-acting, 2. Slow-acting, 3. Double-acting, 4. Milk solid have a binding action on the flour proteins, and 5. Eggs, if added, give structure, impair flavor and taste. Next. Technology of crackers. Crackers contain little or no sugar and moderate level of fat. 2. There are three types of crackers. 3. Saltine crackers are produced from fermented dough. 4. Chemically leavened crackers are not fermented. 5. Savory crackers are also produced from fermented dough. 6. Production flow chart for saltine crackers and chemically leavened crackers are shown in figure 12.1 and 12.3 respectively, and 7 as compared to saltine crackers. Chemically leavened crackers contain more shortening and much higher level of flavoring materials. Next. This is figure 12.1 production flow chart for manufacture of saltine crackers. Next. And this figure 12.2 production flow chart for manufacture of chemically leavened crackers. Next. Technology of biscuit. The name cookie can be regarded as synonym with biscuit, but cookies are more comprehensive in meaning in the USA and the latter in the UK. Graphics have been made in various ways based on the first, the method of forming dough and dough pies, 2. According to texture and height, and 3. According to the recipe enrichment with ingredients like fat and sugar. Next. The main steps involved in biscuit making are consist of mixing and kneading, sheeting and shaping, baking and cooling, and the last packaging. Next. This is figure 12.3 step involved in biscuit making. Thank you for your attention, guys.
Thanks to Inas Nur Fauzia as the second presenter. Next turn is for the last presenter. Please welcome Lola Romahuli.
Oke, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hi guys, I am Lola Romahuli Turnip, and I am the third speaker. I will explain the material about technology of cake making. Introduction. Baking industry is the most stable sector in the food manufacturing industries. The principal basis for most products in this range in wheat flour. These types of flour confection are palatable, easy to carry, and don't require further preparation before consumption, and thus they are considered as staple snack. Although difficult to define, cakes can be divided into two categories. First, cakes that are higher in fat and whose structure depends on fat liquid emulsion created during batter mixing. Fruit slabs dunder ginger cake. Second, those with less fat and unsalted cake, or even known as all, but rich eggs that can either to a foam during mixing and give a characteristic spongy crumb to products such as Angel Food Cakes Factoria Spong. Ingredients: 1 flour. It builds the structure of cake and holds other ingredients together in an evenly distributed condition in the cake. 2 sugar. Sucrose is most widely used sweetening agent in cake making. 3 shortening. For cake salt have good creamy and emulsifying properties. 4 eggs. Eggs and flour form the necessary framework to support the cake structure. 5 milk. Milk adds richness and structure to the cake. 6 water. Formation of gluten, release of CO2 gas from baking powder, and formation for vapor pressure are made possible by presence of water. 7 salt. Salt enhances the natural flavor of other ingredients used in the cake making. 8 baking powder. Baking powder of various types when moistened with water and held. Flavoring. Flavoring cocoa, chocolate, vanilla eggs are added as flavor. Cake making methods. 1 sugar batter method. 2 flour batter method. 3 blending method. 4 boiled method, and 5 sugar batter method. And the last, all in process. In this method, all the ingredients are put into mixing bowl together. Aeration of the mixture is achieved by controlling the speed of mixer as well mixing time. Load the batter containing into oven as soon as possible. Bake the cake at 375 to 400 for 25 to 30 minutes. Thank you for listening. That's the material from me. If there are questions that can be asked.
Okay, thanks to Lola Romahuli as the last presenter. Thank you for all of the presenters. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we come to question and answer for one question only. And the question is, what if the cake is cooked by steaming or boiling? Will it produce a good product too?
Thank you for the question. There are some cakes that are also cooked in steaming. For example, steamed brownies and steamed sponge. When compared to the baked one, the result will be heavier. But for durability, it can last a long time being baked because the water content in it is very little compared to steamed. Thank you.
Thank you for the answer. Okay, today the conclusion is that some of the cakes are the oldest known snack foods to mankind, and the baking industry is the most stable sector in the food manufacturing industry. The main basis of most of the product in this range are wheat flour, egg water, and add water, and give various other ingredients. The product variations are cookies, bread, crackers, and biscuit. Well, because it's finished, I return it to MC.
Okay, thank you, moderator, for guiding the event. Thanks to the three presenters who have provided a lot of knowledge for us. Me as a MC, if there error is speaking or pronunciation, I apologize and Taufiq walhidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi
Warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh.